demonstrates various file movements used during root canal preparation. According to Schilder, the first mechanical objective of root canal preparation is to prepare the root canal into a continuously tapering funnel shape. This shape will aid in proper irrigation and disinfection of the root canals as well as proper obturation of the root canal system. There are various motions used in root canal preparations like filing, in which the files are used in push and pull strokes while the file contacts the root canal walls. K files, reamers and H files are used in this motion. The disadvantage of this technique is there are chances of pushing the root canal debris into the periapical tissues. The next technique is watch winding. This technique is mainly used to negotiate the entire length of the root canals to create a glide path. It is done by quarter turn clockwise and quarter turn counterclockwise rotations while the file is pushed apically. Smaller files such as 8 and 10 size K files are used for this technique. Reaming. It is done in 3 steps. First, the file is inserted into the canal till it binds. Once the file binds in the canal, then the file is rotated in 180 degrees to 360 degrees in clockwise direction. Then the file is retracted from the canal. This is repeated until the working length is reached. Balanced force technique. This technique can be divided into 4 steps. First, after insertion of the file is rotated in 90 degrees clockwise using light pressure. Then, the instrument is rotated 180 degrees to 270 degrees counterclockwise with pressure to resist the instrument back out. The third step is similar to first step and advances the instrument more apically. In final step, the instrument is gently pulled out of the canal with clockwise rotation. Circumferential filing. Used for canals that are larger and are not round. The file is placed in the canal and withdrawn in a directional manner sequentially against the mesial, distal, buccal and lingual walls. The techniques explained till now are done manually by using hand movements. Rotation. Until the advent of nickel titanium alloy, continuous rotary movement was thought undesirable due to danger of instrumental fractures. With the introduction of nickel titanium files, it is now possible to use continuous rotation because the nickel titanium files are more resistant to cyclic as well as torsional fatigue. Reciprocation. The rotation and the reciprocation techniques are used with endomotors. The reciprocation technique involves clockwise and counterclockwise rotations. This technique is similar to that of balanced force technique. It is better than continuous rotation because it mimics manual movements. The advantages of this technique are reduced binding in the canal, reduced number of cycles, less flexural stress, decreased risk of instrument fracture.
The dental traumatic injuries accounts for about 80% of loss of tooth structure.
There's a full toss and struck perfectly. Absolutely no time whatsoever.
Trauma can affect the tooth at varying levels ranging from chipping of only enamel, fracture of enamel and dentine, both of which can be aesthetically restored with composite restoration. If the fracture involves enamel, dentine and the pulp, root canal treatment is indicated, followed by post and core buildup. Therefore, for structurally compromised tooth, full veneer crown is indicated to fulfill its functional requirements. A post and core is used to sufficiently build up the coronal tooth structure to properly retain the crown when there is insufficient crown structure. Post is placed within the body of the root that has already been root canal treated, whereas core is that part of the restoration that helps to anchor the crown. Depending on the amount of the remaining tooth structure, posts can be selected. For moderately damaged tooth structure, a prefabricated post can be given. In case of extensively damaged tooth structure, a custom-made cast post is indicated. After completion of the root canal treatment, post base is prepared with piezo reamers by removing the endodontic filling material and leaving an apical plug of 5 mm of gutta percha. The impression of the root canal space and the core is made using pattern resin or inlay wax, and this pattern is casted to fabricate the custom-made cast post, which is then luted into the canal space. After placement of the post, tooth preparation is done, impressions are made, and full veneer crown is fabricated and luted onto the tooth, restore the aesthetics and function of the tooth.
Role of laser disinfection in endodontics. Main objective of endodontic therapy is disinfection of root canal and also the three-dimensional network of dentinal tubules. Various lasers used for root canal disinfection include diode laser that causes melting of smear layer and disinfection of dentinal tubules. ND-YAG laser has deeper bactericidal effects in dentin. Erbium laser, they are effective in removal of intracanal smear layer and biofilm from the dentinal tubules, and photon-induced photoacoustic streaming yields non-thermal sub-ablative effect. What happens to the laser inside the dentinal tubules? Well, dentin has complex tissue architecture composed of organic and inorganic materials. The incident light is partly reflected or refracted. The main propagation is by scattering, thus the original parallel beam of light loses its parallelism and does not have its characteristic beam. If the beam gets absorbed, only the superficial dentin is disinfected. For complete elimination of bacteria, light should penetrate deep without interaction with the superficial dentin. Dentin caries on reaching the pulp causes infection, which requires root canal therapy. Conventional endodontic therapy is performed with hand and rotary endodontic instruments. The aim of cleaning and shaping is to eliminate the bacteria and debris from the root canal and the tubules. Root canal irritants play a major role in the phase of endodontic therapy. Pathogenic microorganisms can penetrate up to 1 millimeter into the tubules, whereas this infectant solution reaches a depth of 100 micrometers only. However, with the aid of laser disinfection, complete elimination of bacteria from the dentinal tubules is achieved. Let's look into the reaction of bacteria to laser light. Bactericidal effect of laser is attained by causing changes in bacterial cell wall. In case of gram-negative bacteria, bactericidal effect is due to blebbing phenomenon. This blebbing phenomenon is the result of the inner layer of the membrane splitting from the two outer layers. This restructuring of the membrane disturbs the cell metabolism substantially. In case of gram-positive bacteria, the cell wall shows astonishingly high resistance against the laser irradiation. With initial irradiation, cellular stress factor is created, resulting in sublethal reversible chain damage. With multiple irradiation, visible damage of the cell is caused, resulting in cell death. This happens with a mechanism called knockout effect. Thank you.
How to make an interesting crossword in a simpler way. Go to online crossword maker crosswordlabs.com, type your crossword title and then type your puzzle answer, give a space and then type your clue for the puzzle. So now your answer will be on the left side and whereas your clue will be on the right side, and then just come down and click generate. Now your crossword will get generated and clues will be given as across and down. Then you can also regenerate the puzzle into various forms. This will help us in giving different puzzle forms to different students, which will avoid students copying from each other. After regenerating, you can save it and start answering it online. You can start typing your answer in crosswords. If your answer is correct, it turns into green. If it is wrong, it turns into a red. So this will help the students to self-evaluate among them and they'll give a right answer. We can also convert puzzle into PDF format, Word document, and the answer key will also be given, but the answer key will be password protected. Not everyone can access the answer key. We hope this activity will also help the students to answer, fill in the blanks and to retain the answers in a better way.
So now we have finished the class on question code. Now we are going to have an activity on crossword. So we are given a crossword and across and the downfall, and we'll be giving some clues regarding the answers. So we will give a crossword clues. You have to find out the answers now. So the first question will be number A. Okay, it's stronger than metal and prettier than pearl. So what will be the answer? So coming to the second, across B, that is the clue is oldest yet the most preferred insulator. Which is the best insulator? So coming to the downfall, so number 1, always do this immediately for a safe future. So the answer will be perfect. So coming to the second downfall from here, okay. So the clue is it is a custom made for a perfect fit. So which post will have a perfect fit? So that is the clue for the second one. So what is the answer? Custom. Yeah, perfect.
The activity that we had today after a class of Post and Go was on crossword. This crossword basically helps us to retain certain important facts with relative clues. So once we are given a clue, like for example, the stronger the metal, the prettier it is than pearl. So this basically helps us to guess that this material is zirconia. So these clues help us to find out the exact answer for whatever question we have been asked. So it's very useful in Viva and also helps us in retaining important terms and factors for longer.
This is a video assisted teaching module of endocrown illustrating the preparation and its fabrication. Initially the teeth were mounted in a wax mold to mimic the arch form, followed by the axis cavity after rubber dam placement. So the axis was gained and working length determination was done, followed by cleaning and shaping using M2 rotary file system. Master cone X-ray was taken, followed by obturation with 6% taper GP is used, and the post paste preparation is done using size 3 piezo reamer in the distal canal. Tooth preparation was commenced with a supragingival finish line, which was achieved with 2 mm of cuspal reduction. The pulpal walls were made straight for straight path of insertion. Shoulder finish line was given to attain good marginal adaptation. The indirect method includes single putty wash technique. In this, the light body is placed into the post paste preparation using a reverse flow, and following which a sectional putty impression is made, and this is the final sectional impression of the endocrown with flash. Moving on to direct technique using optical scanning. Initially, the optical scanning spray is coated onto the prepared tooth surface, following which the optical scanning of the tooth is done. The post paste preparation was completely scanned to replicate the tooth structure, followed by trimming of the tooth to check the margins and the undercut areas if they were present. The crown was designed with a homogeneous thickness, and the occlusal and the proximal contacts were checked according to the previous tooth preparation which was done. The fabrication was done using wet milling. Initially in this, the plank is placed into the milling machine to fabricate the designed crown. The milled Emax crown was stained before glazing, and this was placed into the furnace for final glazing for 15 minutes, and these are the pre and post glazing images of the final endocrown. This is a fully fabricated endocrown with the post, core and crown as a single unit. Luting procedure involves etching of the tooth surface followed by application of dentin bonding agent primer A and B. They are placed onto the tooth surface and cured for 20 seconds, following which a silicizing agent is placed on the contact surface of the fabricated endocrown, and this was luted using Relax ARC dual cure resin cement. And light cured for 40 seconds. These are the post-operative images of the post-endodontic restoration done using endocrown.
Patient reported with a badly broken down teeth to our department, and it was managed with an endodontic therapy, following which a optical impression was taken to fabricate the endo crown, designed using CAD/CAM, glazed and luted using resin cement. These are the preoperative and postoperative clinical pictures.